In this week's Parshas Shelach, we find at the end of the Parsha a mitzvah that we are makayim every day, all day. And that's the mitzvah of Tzitzit. The Torah says, Uzachartem is called mitzvah is Hashem, that the mitzvah of Tzitzit accomplishes that a person should remember all the mitzvahs. Rashi brings it to Gemara Menachos, Daf Mem Gimel Amud Beis, says the Gemara, Shkula mitzvah zu. The mitzvah of Tzitzit is equivalent like all the mitzvahs in the Torah. Rashi also brings that the mitzvah of Tzitzit equals to be taryag, with the strings and the knots. The mitzvah of Tzitzit is supposed to remind us the taryag mitzvahs. The Gemara also says that the mitzvah of Tzitzit, which we have, the tchelas, the blue of the tchelas is supposed to remind us to the blue of the sea. The yam, doima l'rakia, and the blue of the sea reminds us to the blue of the sky. And the blue of the sky, v'rakia l'kisia covered, reminds us of Hashem. Everything adds up to remember Hashem. So we have here such an important mitzvah, a mitzvah of Tzitzit, that's equivalent to all the mitzvahs. The question is, so why is it that the mitzvah of Tzitzit is a reshus, it's optional? Meaning, if a person wants, a person would like to do the mitzvah, he could do it. If a person does not have a garment that has 4 corners, he does not have to go out and buy tzitzis to be able to be makayim. It's a reshus. It's optional. Shouldn't the mitzvah of tzitzis be a chayva, mandatory to have to do this mitzvah? Just like all other mitzvahs are mandatory, this mitzvah should for sure be mandatory. Answers Ramosha. And he says the following, that since this mitzvah of tzitzis has the job to remind us of all other mitzvahs, it would only do the job of reminding us of all mitzvahs if the mitzvah is a mitzvah that's optional. That means when you choose to do the mitzvah, you're doing it from your own will. It's optional and you want to do it. You're not doing the mitzvah because you're forced to do the mitzvah, but rather you're doing the mitzvah because you want to do the mitzvah. If you do the mitzvah in such a way because it's optional, such a mitzvah could actually teach us and remind us all the other mitzvahs of the Torah and to remind us of Hashem. This is also what Ramosha explains. We find in the early 1900s, when the nesoyin of Shmira Shabbos was very big. A person worked the whole week. It came Friday. He told his boss that he's not going to come in tomorrow to work. And his boss gave him the pink slip. He told him, if you don't work Shabbos, you can't come back next week. And week after week, people were looking for new jobs. They were moisa nefesh for Shabbos. And still, they were not zoicha that their kids should continue and follow in their ways to be erlich yidin. Why was it like that? Weren't they good role models? They were moisa nefesh for Shabbos. And their kids should have seen how important Shmira Shabbos is. Their parents are willing to give up their job and lose their job week after week for the Shmira Shabbos. Explained Ramosha that when the person who lost his job Friday came home Friday afternoon, Friday night by Kiddush, before Kiddush, he sighed. He said, "Oy, how hard it is to be a Yid." The lesson the kid saw, that it's mesiras nefesh to be a Yid. The lesson that they should be giving over is how enjoyable, how geschmack, how much we love Yiddishkeit, we love to do mitzvahs. That lesson would carry over to their kids that they should stay from in those days. That's the idea, says Ramosha, by the mitzvah of Tzitzit. The mitzvah of Tzitzit is to remind us of all the mitzvahs. It's shkula keneged kol mitzvahs. It's equivalent like all the mitzvahs. But still, it has to be reshus. A person should be doing the mitzvah of tzitzis out of love to Hashem, because he wants to do it, not because he's forced to do it. Then it could be a role model, and it could remind us of all the other mitzvahs, remind us of Hashem, remind us of the Taryag mitzvahs. Have a wonderful Shabbos.